Adam Beck here with Northwestern head coach Joe McKeown. Joe, now that you've kind of gotten to Big Ten play the rest of the way, you've gotten to that part of the season, has it hit you that this is the final time that you're going to be playing in some of the most historic arenas in college basketball?
Yeah, ironically, my first NCAA tournament game as a head coach was here, at Head Coach Pavilion at University of Washington. I was the head coach at Mexico State, and that was in 1986, and then again in 97. They sent us back here the following year, so it is starting to hit a little bit.
You mentioned those first two seasons at New Mexico State. What did you learn in those high-intensity games against Washington that you've kept around throughout your coaching career?
Well, I think the biggest thing was playing on the road, the NCAA tournament. You got to get off to a good start because the crowd game is sold out. Crowd got into it, and then through your players, you want them to do what they do well and not try to change things.
I know that you're a huge fan of storytelling, just in general, in terms of college basketball. In this era where things are constantly evolving, how do you use storytelling to prepare your team and your staff for the present?
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think the biggest thing is, I want our players, because they're living in a very unique era, I want them to also appreciate the pioneers who are before them that have set the way for them, trailblazers, if you will. And a lot of them are on our staff, the Maggie Lyons, Brittany Johnson, Tangela Smith, played 15 years in the WNBA. I want them to talk to our players, our coaches about, what it was like, because they didn't have all this. It was different. And, the NILs and the things that are also part of our game now, the transfer portals. It was very different back then.
Moving to this season, now that you're 12 games in and teams have film on you, how do you keep doing what you're good at while making sure that teams aren't necessarily zeroed in on grace?
Yeah, you nailed it. When the best and worst thing she could do was drop 37 on Ohio State. That kind of woke up the echoes, and everybody's setting their defenses to stop her. We got a group of work hard. Our players understand that, and they realize two things too. You have an opportunity, a cause of purpose, to get open shots or to make plays, and got to realize as a team we just can't depend on her. All of us have to step up.
Well, the good news is tonight you get her back as well as Casey Harder. One, are they fully available tonight? And two, how does that change things?
Yeah, I think they're ready. And they're excited about playing.
I don't want to go necessarily back to last year's game against Washington, but with Elle Ladine had the 40-point game, her career high, how do you limit her while also understanding they've got a player like Savia Sellers who's been fantastic to start this season?
The problem with Washington is they have a lot of weapons. They a lot of that. The bigs can play. They really spread you out. Penetrate kick. They're a tough matchup offensively, in that you got to guard a lot of the floor.
What's the single biggest key to get a win tonight?
I really think, you mentioned the school we got to shut down, but Sellers, I think they depend on her too. Like, if you get late in the game, she's going to have the ball. Yeah, I think she's a great player.
Really appreciate it, son.
No problem. Thank you.